Hi and welcome back to my channel. My name is Carolina and today I want to show you how to make a camera case using my new sewing pattern called Luna. For this project you will need a scissors, your own label, and a zipper, and of course some fabric. As a main fabric I'm going to use a corduroy fabric which I'm going to quilt, and for the lining I'll use a pink cotton fabric. I'll start by quilting my fabric on the sewing machine. I decided to cut a little bit wider piece for the wadding in case of the shrinkage. That's my quilted fabric. It looks so pretty. The next step is to cut out the pattern pieces. And now I'm gonna cut out one piece from the lining. I'll start by sewing the label to the fabric, and then I'll take the zip, place it on the top edge and cut as wide as the edge at the top. And then I'm gonna layer the zip and the lining and pin them both together and sew them with 1/2 centimeter seam allowance. Now this is how it looks like. You're gonna open the pattern piece, press it down if needed, and then back it to the other side. And this is how it's supposed to look like, neatly finished from the front and the back. And then I'm gonna fold the right side together on the other side of the zip and fold the lining as well. I'm gonna take the clips and pin those two layers together and sandwich the zip in between. And that's how it's supposed to look like. You have your lining separate, your main fabric separate, and you sew the other edge with 1/2 centimeter seam allowance as well. And now, this is one of the most satisfying parts, is to open that zip. I'm gonna turn my back to the right side and look how cute it looks already. As the next step, before sewing anything else, we have to add the zipper. If you zip it up, you can see the back already having some shape. Turn the back inside out. Turn the back inside out to the lining and then pull the lining in the opposite direction so you have it on two different ends. Then sew together the outer edges, the outer edge with the zipper and then the lining on top. Pin on both sides with the clips and repeat the same steps on the other side. And sew them on the both sides with 1 centimeter seam allowance. I'm gonna be very careful over here since I'm working with a metal zipper not to break my needle. So I decided that I'm gonna sew it in 2 separate turns. First I'm gonna sew the lining to the middle part, and this is how it's supposed to look like. And then once that's done, I'm gonna turn the work to the other side, and then I'm gonna place the main fabric directly in the middle of the zipper and sew it once again. And of course, I'm going to repeat the same steps on the other side. And since we cannot zip up the other side, you have to be extra careful over here to get all the fabric out and leave enough space for the zip to close till the end. So just like on the other side, I'm gonna sew them together. Again, this is how it looks from the inside, really perfect. And then I'm gonna turn my work to the other side, place the fabric in the middle, and sew it once again. Then I'm gonna cut off the seam allowance, and this is how it's supposed to look like. As you can see, one side is a little bit bigger than the other, so I'm just gonna go ahead and trim it off. And now I'm gonna bag it out through the opening on the lining. And this is how it's supposed to look like. Then I'm gonna turn the bag to the right side, and this is how it looks like. It looks so cute. The zip, it's very neatly finished on both ends. There is many ways that you can finish a bag like this, but because we are working on such a small project, I'm just gonna use a binding to finish the edges, since finishing on the inside with no binding would be a little bit too difficult working on such a small project. I'm gonna take the corners and put them together in the opposite direction and pin them in a position with the clips. Make sure to really reach for that main fabric to get it out. And of course, I'm going to repeat the same steps on the other side. And now I'm gonna sew all the corners with 1 cm seam allowance. And this is how it's supposed to look like. Before I do anything else, I'm just gonna turn my work to the right side to see if I missed any stitches. And what do you know? I missed one right over here, so I'm just gonna go back and fix it and go and run one more stitch a little bit further down. So before binding any edges, just make sure that every seam is closed. Then I'm gonna trim the seam allowance and be careful not to cut through the stitch line. Then I'm gonna turn my case to the right side and see if all the seams are good. Then I'm gonna turn my bag to the wrong side and cut some binding. I'm gonna mark how wide my seam allowance is and mark it on both sides of the binding. Then fold the binding other side out and put the clips. And sew them together on both corners. Then I'll cut off the seam allowance and back them out. And then I'm gonna place the binding over the seam allowance. You want to be very careful over here, go very slow to make sure to sandwich all of that seam allowance inside. And then I'm just gonna top stitch the binding. And that's one of your edges ready. And I'm gonna repeat the exactly same steps for the 3 other edges. And that's your camera bag ready. Thank you so much for watching this video and I hope you enjoyed it. It's such a cute and fun and easy project for the beginners. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!